Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of the best vegan alternatives for scrambled eggs, and that is going to be using the ackee fruit. Ackee is a Jamaican fruit that is creamy, it's yellow in color, and it has a texture that is very much like scrambled eggs. My favorite thing about ackee in this form is that it is ready for consumption and it makes for a healthy, quick, and delicious breakfast alternative. So to start off, I'm going to be making some breakfast toast. I absolutely love avocado toast, so of course I had to add that in there. I start off by just toasting my bread in a little bit of avocado oil in my pan. And then, as I mentioned, the ackee is ready to go in this form, so you don't have to really do too much to it other than just adding it right on top of that avocado. So that's exactly what I did. I got my ackee, I strained it already and rinsed it off, so we just have these nice thick pieces of ackee. And then once I add all of the ackee on top of the avocado, I'm going to be going in with the key ingredient to just really enhance that egg-like flavor, and this is going to be our vegan egg salt. Now, due to the sulfur content, black Himalayan salt has a egg-like odor and taste, and it's so crazy, y'all, because it literally smells and tastes exactly like some hard-boiled eggs, okay? Except we're not eating nobody. Now, this salt here makes for a fantastic ingredient for anyone who is plant-based and looking to replicate any type of dish that has that distinctive eggy-like taste, such as scrambled eggs, egg salad, vegetable fried rice, ramen, and stir-fried noodles. So you definitely want that egg salt. And that leads me into the next recipe, which is just going to be some ramen. I boiled some water. This is spring water. I added a little bit of gochujang sauce. They do have soy-free versions of gochujang sauce. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So that's what I added in there, and you could also just get already made vegetable broth, ramen broth. They have a lot of those at your traditional big box grocery store. I let the ramen noodles cook, and then once the noodles are fully cooked, that's when I add in all my vegetables, because I still like for my vegetables to have that little bit of a crunch. So I basically just kind of want the vegetables to be steamed. So that's why I add them after the noodles are fully cooked. And I'm taking some green onions and then a little bit of broccolini. And then I'm going to add in that ackee. And for the ramen, just add whatever you have on hand. These are just the vegetables I happen to have sitting around in the refrigerator. So that's what I use. I'm now about on a medium-high heat, and then once I add all of the toppings, I just added some cilantro, and then lastly I'm going in with that vegan egg salt. Feel free to just turn the heat off right here and get ready to plate your noodles and enjoy them. This is, again, really quick and simple, and it has that egg-like flavor because we added in that black salt.
Say you gotta work from 3 to 9. Oh, I get you home by a decent time. Wait, your bed, you can sleep in mine. Yeah, let's make it happen, girl. I need some time. Speaking of time, who stopped it?
The next way that I like to use the ackee as a egg replacement is going to be in a vegetable fried quinoa. Now this is going to be a little bit of a healthier option for those who stay away from white rice or just rice in general. I'm going to be using quinoa as that rice replacement. And I just start off by adding these are portobello mushrooms that I cubed. I like to add them to a pretty much dry pan or just a tiny bit of oil in the pan. And I like to do this because mushrooms have a lot of water in them, So by placing them in a dry cast iron pan, you're allowing any of that excess water to be drawn out. And in my opinion, the mushrooms just have a better flavor when I cook them this way. So I like to just cook the mushrooms first. And now that my mushrooms are cooked, they got a nice little browning to them. I'm adding a little bit of avocado oil, and then I'm just gonna cook all my vegetables. For vegetables, I have that broccolini again, some green onion, zucchini, and then just some red bell pepper. Feel free to use any vegetables that you would like or whatever you have on hand with you in the refrigerator. I'm taking that ackee and I'm just adding it into the pan. We're on about a medium high heat here when cooking everything down. Now is a good time to go ahead and go in with your seasoning. So I'm just going to be taking that vegan egg salt again to really enhance that egg-like flavor that we are getting from the ackee, which the ackee has a very similar texture to scrambled eggs, and we're getting that flavor from the vegan egg salt. I'm now adding in some cooked quinoa. I'm just going to stir all of that around. And this is pretty much the fried quinoa, veggie fried quinoa. And you can, from here, you can toast the quinoa a little bit more, or you could just kind of toss it around. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to remove the quinoa from the pan and then place it in a bowl. And I really like to use my nori furikake seasoning. And then I want to add to the vegan egg salt. It is not as salty as like your traditional sea salt. So if you see me adding more, I'm just adding a dash of the vegan egg salt, but it's not as potent, in my opinion, as traditional sea salt, the white sea salt. And lastly, I'm going to add that nori furikake, which is a seasoning that we have. It has nori, which is a seaweed, and then it also has sesame seeds in it. I love this seasoning whenever I make any type of stir fry, ramen, sushi, vegan poke bowls, anything of that sort. I love adding the nori furikake as just like a topping type seasoning. And then that pretty much concludes how I make the vegetable fried quinoa. I also did the same, basically the same thing with some wild rice, and you guys will see in the clip here at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you are able to try it out. If nothing, y'all gotta get that black salt. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.